The country has a 12th official language after President Cyril Ramaphosa signed the South African Sign Language Bill into law. This new legislation is aimed at, among other things, ensuring the realization of the rights of people who are hearing impaired so that they receive equal protection and benefit from the law, as well as have dignity. Let's unpack this further. We're joined now by DeafSA's National Director, that's Bruno, and SA Sign Language interpreter, Francois Deysel, who will essentially be interpreting our conversation between Bruno and I. To both of you, thanks so much indeed for your time. It's so great having you on the AM report. I wonder if we could just begin by just trying to distill what this move or this moment actually means, especially for those in the community.
First of all, thank you for this opportunity, for this interview. This is very emotional to us as a deaf community. After more than 20 years of lobbying and advocating for South African Sign Language, when the President's office contacted me last week, I was quite emotional, and to be at that event yesterday was extremely ecstatic, and that we come to this moment. So for the deaf community, the 19th of July will be a historic day, and that we come to achieve our language as an official language.
Absolutely, and I'd go further to say it's not just for the deaf community, but for the country as a whole, because what this now does, of course, is elevate the language, and hopefully that will lead to a whole lot more of an inclusive South Africa that, is able to involve everybody, even those who aren't able to hear.
That's right. Yes, you're quite correct. DeafSA really appreciate that deaf people, hard of hearing people that have accepted that is a part of this historic moment, and that everybody knows South African Sign Language as now eventually everybody hear us, our frustrations, and that is supporting us, and especially the media that's played a huge role in really pressing government to make this a reality, and thanks to the media as well.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure if we can take any credit at this stage. But of course, this is the first of hopefully many more important steps. What do you reckon needs to happen next for this not just to be a piece of legislation on paper, but to materialize in, changing the conditions of people in the community?
Many people think that with South African Sign Language now being an official language, and our President have signed this into law, that everything will be starting today. But DeafSA has started with universities. Universities are already having South African Sign Language in the universities. Different businesses has already been established. We also have the schools that have South African Sign Language caps in all schools of the deaf. So that is in all schools. So what will be done is that we need to create more awareness and more acceptance, especially in the media, because we only have a few sign language interpreters, and so we would love for the news channels to include South African Sign Language interpreters, so that and also to teach South African Sign Language to the community, and to create employment and economic opportunities for deaf people through this bill.
Absolutely. And it's certainly a challenge hopefully many people will take on. Thank you so much indeed for speaking to us. Really do appreciate your time today. Bruno is the National Director of DeafSA, or DeafSA. Also joining us there is Francois Deysel, who is interpreting our discussion there using South African Sign Language. To both of you, thanks very much. We really do appreciate it.